This video is sponsored by Houseplant and was recorded on June 2nd. In case you have had a hard time finding links to donate to for the protesters, I will link a bunch of those in the description. Just go ahead and check out the description and you'll see a bunch of stuff. All right, let the video begin. Hello houseplant friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. First of all, I wanted to start out with a quick little OOTD. I'm wearing a white cute skirt with this puppy shirt with buttons down the back, and I literally love it. I adore this outfit so much, and it even shows a little tum-tum. It's Tuesday, and I think it's the 2nd of June. You're not gonna see this until next Tuesday, a week from now, because I am participating in the not posting any content protest in order to heighten the awareness of the protests and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So today I'm going to show you how I organize my houseplants, and I'm going to talk about pot type and different types of little, what are they even called? These different types of these little trays to catch your plants water. And I'm gonna kind of just run you through how I have chosen to set up my houseplant setup and walk you through how I think it's best to do it based on who needs what. So if that sounds fun, please hit like and subscribe if you haven't yet. We do new houseplant content every other day, and let's just do it. So we're gonna start off with this section. It's just kind of area. So basically I have these two Elect Homes humidifiers, and what I do in order to keep my space very humid is I make it have no humidity level. So you'll see here, maybe you can't, but it says like nothing, like it doesn't give us a number. And then I turn on the timer for 6 hours. And basically what that means is that it will run at max humidity for 6 hours. There is another way to do the humidifiers where you can do it where it's like you can have it run until it hits 80% and then it'll stop. Basically right here, I have my extreme humidity loving plants, and that's also the case over there, but it's like very much the case right here. So I have my peace lilies. Peace lilies don't generally need a lot of humidity, but they do love to be incredibly wet. My peace lilies are doing incredible right here. They give me, well, this one in the middle, this guy, he gives me one new leaf a week. Exactly, takes it almost 7 days for him to just put out a whole new leaf. This one goes slower. This is a Domino and Jessica or Jennifer hybrid, I can't remember the exact name. And this one has only given me 3 new leaves since I've had her. And the leaves feel pretty thin in comparison to this one, but there's no browning or anything on this peace lily, and it gives me a new leaf literally all the time, and they seem to only be getting whiter. And the white doesn't brown, which blows me away because I was really worried about that. Over here we have pretty much all of my other greenhouse plants. So all of my plants from my greenhouse are now right here. We have my billy tie, my bacarii, another billy tie. This guy's in a cloche. He's my silver, why can't I remember his name? My jewel alocasia, Alocasia biginda. And then my cuprea, which this is its newest leaf, and it's looking a lot better than the last couple, so I'm very excited to have him here. My 2 Plowmanii, there's one, the other one is still emerging. My Verochrysum, which I totally forgot about in my houseplant tour video. And then I have this Hoya right here, but just because it gets a lot of sun in this spot, and I want my Hoyas to sun stress. And so far we're doing a pretty good job, but this vine broke in shipping, which is why it's kind of like dead. You can see right here in this spot it broke, so I should probably just cut that off. And then obviously my Atabapoense, who really is very atoliated. So I don't know, we might chop again, but this leaf looks like it's gonna be really nice when it comes out. Yeah, so basically these are all of my intense humidity loving plants, and then occasionally I turn the humidifier this way, and these are all of my shade plants and my plants that don't need too much humidity but kind of like it. Like I have my bluefoot fern over here, Well, one of them. And he is not happy. He puts out new leaves all the time. Like you can see there's a bunch of babies in here. But then most of the time they just die. So I don't know. I don't know really. But my Calathea orbifolia is doing great. And my poor guy, I thought he was gonna be doing so awesome, but I think he needs more light. I don't know. I thought I had this guy down and now he's fighting me. But everything else over here is doing just incredible. And the resting humidity in this room is over here, about 75%. And then behind me, it's about 65%. And then up here, we have my struggling ring of fire, which I don't think he's gonna make it. Another staghorn fern, my Piccolo banda. And these guys are all over here. They're about 6 feet away from my west facing windows, and you guys can see this is the best time of day for my plants. They get incredible light. So these guys never get any direct light except for down here, which is why my cactus is right there. And my micans get a couple of really nice beams. This Cebu leaf right here is living the life. I don't know if you can see, but look at how shiny. He looks really good. Wow. He's literally glowing. And these micans leaves down here are super happy as well. We have all of my shade and kind of like lower humidity, but still humidity plants right here. So these guys don't need a lot of humidity and they don't need a lot of light. They're gonna have bright, medium, indirect light. And then my intense humidity plants, I have to be careful because this humidity right here, if I leave it on for a couple hours too long, it will soak my furniture. So I have to be pretty careful. Most of the time I have both of these guys going this way, but sometimes I swing this little guy over this way. And then my Vitarifolium is loving life. He's right on top of the humidifier. I'm gonna keep talking about where I've placed everything and why, and then afterwards we'll talk about pots and trays and that kind of thing. So over here I have my plants that love sun, like really, really like the sun, and I want them to be in the sun. So we have my Scindapsus pictus silvery Ann, and I like this guy to be here. Let me turn down the brightness. I like this guy to be in the sun because I just think that the silveryness does better when it gets more light, and I love to see how reflective the leaves are. Like, they're kind of velvety and just really nice. So he loves this spot. I will never move him from this spot. And then I have my string of hearts. Obviously, these love to be in direct light. And then my other string of hearts, which loves to be in direct light. My pink princess, which I'm still rooting. We're having a hard time with a couple of these leaves, but overall we're doing okay. I think it's almost time to give it a pot of soil. And then this is an Adabapoense I've been watching. I sold it, but I had to refund the person because I really think that that in the water is just gonna rot all the way up to the node, and I didn't want to send them an Adabapoense that had a possibility of rotting. So then we have my little Syngonium albo and another silvery Ann. My Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, this is the only raph I've ever gotten to grow. Look at this. This came out 2 weeks ago, and this just came out today. Like, it finally started to unfurl itself today. And then we have my Hoya Crimson Princess, which also comes through over here. And my string of dolphins, my variegated oxalis, another micans, and then up here we have like a shade-loving Pilea peperomioides, and then my Alocasia frydek. So basically, these are right in between the intense humidity area. So none of these plants need a crap ton of humidity, but they're in the area where they are going to get, you know, quite a good bit of residual humidity. Oh, and I forgot about my variegated watermelon peperomia. How could we forget about her? Okay, this is like the corner, and I have to be careful how I show you guys this because it's outside my house. Okay, so right here is where I keep all of my ferns. This fern I forgot to water, so I just watered it today. And the leaves are already starting to come back, so I'm not worried. I think it'll be okay. But then we have this baby bluefoot fern. I actually got this yesterday. It was $3 at Albertsons, and it is literally a 2-inch bluefoot fern. So I'm keeping him over here. And then my autumn fern that I got at Lowe's that I showed you guys. This is another weird fern I got at Albertsons. It was $5 and it feels like rubber. If anyone knows what fern this is, will you please tell me? I have no idea what it is and it feels like rubber. And then here's how the new fronds unfurl. But look at the pot it came in. It is so cute. Anyways, if anyone knows what that is, please let me know. And then right here we have my new heartleaf fern, who is getting pretty bright and direct light. And then we have my other fern, which is my pink maidenhair fern, again, right in front of the humidifier blaster. Then we have my Milano chrysum, who is vibing right there. I have a Hoya skinneriana right there. And then my Burl Marks Fantasy, which you can barely see through the fog. My Anthurium warwickwianum, and my Anthurium forgetii, and my, hello? And my Philodendron squamiferum. Wow, that's really good lighting. And then up here, which is hard to see, but we have my Monstera albo. So this whole corner is pretty much my plants that need a lot of humidity. Like, they cannot dry out, otherwise they will start to develop diseases, and we don't want that. So they're all doing pretty great. I'm making sure that they never ever dry out. This, of course, is from before, so like, it grew in with a hole, which basically means that it's just gonna like be kind of gross. So anywhoosies, everything is going really well over here. And my Monstera albo, and then this leaf right here does get, well, these couple get direct sun for about 2 or 3 hours. And I think that they like it. All the leaves try to face towards the sun as best they can, So yeah, I basically have all of these plants right around my humidifiers because I don't want them to dry out. Normally these plants would be in my greenhouse, but I've decided I do not like having a greenhouse in my house. I don't like how it looks, so. And then my begonia setup, I've showed you guys like 1,000 times. I keep them in this cloche, and then I keep the perlite wet down there, and then I keep a little humidometer in there to let me know how humid it is. Raven is interested in the fog. Raven! 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 Hi! Hello! You're so cute! My Hoya table, almost everything here is Hoyas or begonias. And I keep these guys next to my humidifier area. Hey, what are you doing? Watch, she's gonna start licking that water up, I bet. Raven. I keep the Hoyas next to the humidifiers because Hoyas do like humidity. They grow better with it. But I keep them in the direct light because I want them all to sun stress. I've been doing a really great job getting my Caudata Sumatra to sun stress and my Hoya Rebecca. Like, look at that. That looks so good. And my U66 or U447 or something is sun stressing very nicely. And this one too. This one came like this though, so like I can't take credit for that, but yeah, everything is sun stressing very nicely. I'm proud. Then over here I have my little propagation station. So these are my begonias and then my philodendrons that I'm rooting right now, and my varicosum died. I found out that varicosum really need to be in like 100% humidity for when they're rooting, and they need to be in moss, so better luck next time. And then this white princess is in a spot that is way too bright. You can see that the leaves have bleached out. This is because this is like light burn, so I need to move this out of the window. You can see it's starting to happen to this one too, but other than that, we're doing pretty incredible. And these Milanos are almost done rooting, so I'll be selling a couple of them, and then one of them is going to a giveaway winner that just won a giveaway. And then we have my Begonia listata, Burkillii, and U667. And then we have all of my up high plants. I have these guys up here because I want them to get bright, direct light. And I want them to be in this area because some of them need a lot of humidity. Like the staghorn fern is gonna benefit from more humidity, but I don't want it to be down here because obviously there's no space. And then Hoya carnosa compacta obviously loves some good light situations. The Mauna Loa loves the light, and you know, these guys too. The one guys we didn't talk about are these guys, which are my low light and low humidity plants, you will see, oh, I need to water him. Oopsies. So my REM Botanicals Micans is doing incredible over here. So is my variegated ripple peperomia, and my Calathea ornata, and my Monstera deliciosa. This guy does great everywhere. I'm sure that he would give me another leaf if I gave him some more light, and my Stromanthe Trio Stars have been doing much better since being over here. And you can kind of see right there, I have Peperomia Piccolo Banda. And this guy is thriving. He is living his best life over here. I have a bunch of new leaves, like all of these new kind of bright ones are all brand new leaves. Plus my Hoya nummulariioides is also kind of doing okay over here. We have a new leaf right here. Oh, come on, right there, see it? Right here, this guy. Brand new leaf, and I was a little worried about keeping him over here just because it's not a very bright situation, and Hoyas generally need pretty bright indirect light, otherwise they kind of shrivel up, but he seems to be doing pretty okay. So that is why I have everything, where I have everything. These are all the plants in my house. I don't have plants anywhere else in my house. So now we're gonna talk about pots and trays. Let's talk about ceramic versus terracotta. I personally prefer terracotta just because I like the look of it. I love the red terracotta color. It's actually one of my favorite colors to bullet journal with right now. And I ordered a couple more pens that are this similar color just because I love the earthy look of it. And a lot of my furniture is wood, so the red terracotta just kind of matches everything. The benefit of ceramic pots is that they're prettier, and for your plants that need a lot more moisture, they're not going to absorb any moisture. All of the water that you put into a pot that has ceramic on it, and this one doesn't have a drainage hole, is that it's basically not going to go anywhere. Your plant is going to get very well watered, especially if it's a very thirsty type of plant like ferns or calatheas, and then it's going to help keep them moist. When it comes to terracotta, the terracotta will always absorb some of the moisture, which is really great for, in my opinion, philodendrons and anthuriums because it keeps them from getting incredibly soaked. Same thing for Hoya. I think Hoya do great in terracotta. Some Hoya do like a lot more moisture than what you're gonna be able to give them in a terracotta, but for those purposes, I would recommend a plastic pot with drainage holes because instead of it, you know, sitting as much as it's gonna sit in the ceramic with no drainage, and most ceramic pots do not have drainage holes, that's kind of why I'm, you know, talking about it like that. This is gonna have incredible drainage, and they're very inexpensive. You can get plastic pots for like 12 cents on Amazon. That's kind of why I recommend those different ones. And then this specific one is from Lowe's. It has 7 drainage holes on the bottom, and they're all very good size. And then this is a moisture wick. So at Lowe's, basically they have these big trays and the plants sit above the trays and the strings go down into the water, and then it brings water up to the plants so that the Lowe's employees don't have to worry about watering them all the time, which I don't think is a great idea, but I think they should probably just keep their plants in plastic pots and water when they need to, because a lot of the plants there get very overwatered. But so then you're probably like, well, Ashley, what if I find a ceramic pot with a drainage hole? To that I say that is incredible and good job, and I would buy it. There are some pots that are like this, which have a drainage. So this is attached, so the tray is attached, and then basically you have drainage holes on the sides underneath the pot, and it drains into this. And so then whenever you're done kind of giving your plant water, you can take this, dump it out because it's gonna catch all the water down here, and then your plant just won't be like sitting in water. There are also other pots like this one. It has the tray attached, but instead of catching any water down in like a receptacle at the bottom, it has little holes along the side here, and it will actually let the water flow out from the pot to the side. My problem with this is that it always ends up overflowing. Even though it's really good for the plant to have amazing drainage like that, it just always overflows and gets all over everything. So I have to keep something like this on a tray anyways. So now let's talk about trays. Basically, your two types of trays. well, I guess there's really 3. So you're gonna have ceramic trays, which are going to be very light, dainty, but expensive. This tray cost me $9. Then you're going to have very inexpensive trays, but they're incredibly ugly. This tray cost me 43 cents. And then you're going to have these trays, which are terracotta trays, and they have a glaze on the inside, so that way the terracotta doesn't absorb all the moisture. It's just gonna kind of sit in here. Terracotta trays cost about $1. Plastic trays cost about 43 cents to $2, depending on the size of plastic tray you're trying to get. And ceramic trays can cost anywhere from $5 to $20. So it really honestly is up to your budget. The awesome thing about some of these terracotta trays, and not all of them are like this, but some of them are glazed on the inside, so that way your terracotta trays don't soak up water and then damage whatever furniture they are sitting on. It will just rest inside of the tray and it won't make the whole terracotta thing wet. The last thing we're going to talk about is nursery pots and cash pots. So this is a nursery pot and it is cute and adorable. Honestly, I don't mind the brown. I love the earthy tones, so I don't really mind it. And this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different drainage holes. And the drainage on this thing is amazing. Because of the drainage, I do need a bigger tray to catch all of the water because it kind of just like falls all over. These cash pots are great. You saw this plant just a second ago. And what you'll notice is that this is actually a nursery pot inside of a cash pot, and the whole purpose of a cash pot is to decorate your houseplants, but you're not disturbing the roots by repotting your houseplants. When I first got into plants, I would repot all of my plants as soon as I got them, and what that would do is halt the growth significantly of my plants, and then it would be a couple of months before I even got my plants start growing again. So when it comes to houseplant organization, you need to make sure that all of your plants are in the place where they are going to be most benefited. But I do want to let you guys know that this video is actually sponsored, and the sponsor is Housebright or Housbright, and they are incredible. They are basically a furniture company, but they do a lot of organizational things as well as houseplant lighting. Like, they sell some of the world's leading houseplant grow lights, which is pretty incredible. But I'm not here today to talk to you about lighting. I'm here to talk to you about, of course, organization. So Housebright gifted me with a succulent holder for the Amazon Echo Dot or for your Google Home. And basically this thing is so cool. So they give you this fake succulent, and then they give you these terrarium rocks. And then here is the guy. So basically, we'll unwrap this. And then right here, you have your spot for your Google Home or your Amazon Echo. And then a little spot for the cords. And then down here, you have like a little pot. So what they give you are these little white rocks that you can actually fill in down here, and then you can stick this little fake succulent right here. So that way you can have a little fake succulent in your little Housebright Google Home holder, and it's much, much cuter. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut to me putting this thing together, and you guys can see how cute it looks. I am going to be putting it together with this fake succulent that they sent me because this is their product. But I am looking at it right now. There are no holes anywhere. You could totally plant a real plant in this. I'm not saying that that's what it's meant for. So, if you do that and then you have some problems, like, it's not what it's meant for. It's not meant for real plants. It's meant for fake plants. But it literally is like a cash pot, but it holds your Google Home, which is pretty cool. So here is our Housebright. Here's the logo, which, by the way, guys, thank you so much for sponsoring me. This is such an incredible opportunity. Here's our little Google Home holder, and here are our little rocks. This is super easy to put together. Your little piece of foam. So you're gonna put your foam right in here like this. And basically it takes up the rest of the space. Then you're gonna pour your little rocks. Over the top, just like that, to kind of make it look like the rocks are filling up the whole thing. And then you're gonna take your cute little green succulent, and you could honestly even get like a silk plant from Michael's, and you're just gonna stick her right in there. Oh my god, that is so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here is the finished product. That literally took me 30 seconds to do. Now let me go get my Google Home. So this right here is a tray for if you have a Amazon Echo Dot, because it's gonna be smaller and it's gonna fit in there. And our Google Home is gonna go right here. And we are going to plug it in. All right, then all we have to do is plug this guy in. He's loading up. That is so much cuter. All right, and that is our finished product. Look at it, that looks so much better than just like a stupid Echo Dot, or not Echo Dot, Google Home sitting on your counter. Wow, I like that so much more. Oh my gosh, it looks so perfect. It just looks like a speaker with a plant. Oh, that's awesome. You guys can find the link to purchase the Housebright Home Decor Google Home or Echo Dot holder in my description. It will be the second link in my description, and it honestly looks like a real succulent. I love the white rocks they sent too. Everything just works really well. Yeah, so thank you so much, Housebright, for sponsoring this video, and I hope that you guys enjoyed my video about houseplant organization. Once again, thank you so much, Housebright, for sponsoring this video. I hope to work with you again in the future. I'm so excited to have a little Google Home holder, and he's so cute. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you are all staying safe in the protests if they are still going on. Remember, I am filming this on June 2nd, and it is going up June 8th, so it's gonna be a little bit, so I really hope that everything is okay, you guys are doing okay, and that we have some freaking legislation passed this week or something. So anyways, I hope that you guys have stayed safe and are staying safe and are using your amendment rights to free speech and protest. Protests just started here in Boise, Idaho, and so far they're peaceful. Let's hope that they stay that way. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next houseplant section. Bye!